Continuing coverage, the Red River Valley Water Supply Project is set to sue farmland owners for eminent domain if they don't sign easements to allow a pipeline to carry water from the Missouri River to the eastern part of the state.
Adrian Oglesby will discuss some of the previous statements made by Garrison Diversion and what one landowner says is the truth and what isn't, as we lead local in tonight's top story.
In our last interview with Garrison Diversion's Dwayne D. Cray, he told us there have been negotiations made with other landowners. He said that the negotiations dealt with changes in routes, but not to the cost being offered.
We were able to change some routes. We were able to negotiate on weed control, on the crop damage policy, things that are going to affect them while we're constructing.
After taking the drive to Sikeston to meet with landowner Fred Richter, this was one comment that was on his mind the most.
Well, I have firsthand experience with the route changes. Back in 2009, when they were first going to come across here, we had conversations with the director at the time and the head engineer. And I told them my concerns, so they came out here and met. And I said, I'd really like to not have it here. Is there any other way we could do? Could we have a route change? And they said, well, show us what you're thinking. And they said there'll be two criteria. You know, it'll need to be engineering feasible, and it'll also need to be financially feasible. It can't raise the cost.
Fred Richter says he showed them his idea, and after 2 to 3 weeks, he received a call from the head engineer who told him his plan was good and that it would work for the project. He was then asked to sign off on that option in an easement.
And that's what we did. We signed the easement, we got our payment, and I thought everything was done. I thought I had done what Garrison Diversion wanted.
His thoughts then were, whenever the company came in to do the project, they had what they needed from him. It was not until a year or two ago when Richter says he began to receive different letters from Garrison Diversion's law firm requesting he signed an easement. But in his mind, he already had. And he did.
They said, you negotiated that with different people. They're not here anymore, so we're not going to honor it.
He tells us these are the exact actions that make him and other landowners fearful. They say not honoring commitments is not neighborly.
I'd be happy today. I wouldn't be in this. I wouldn't have a problem. Just stay what we stated then. I'm keeping my word. I don't know how when personnel in something like Garrison Diversion changes, or that changes the contracts we signed. I don't understand.
Tomorrow we will take you all on a trip through Fred Richter's land and tell you how this will not only affect him, but others involved. This is a developing story. Reporting for KX News, I'm Adrian Oglesby.
Adrian will also be hearing from some of our leaders at the state capitol with hopes of getting answers to many of the questions and concerns from the public.